Welcome to another edition of Good Idea, Bad Idea with me, Frank Jofo, and I'm on a boat and I'm gonna give you the best of this week of the good ideas that I think that happened and the bad ideas. So here we go. I'm gonna start off with the guy that disappointed me on Wednesday night on AEW Wrestling, CODY RHODES. And he starts off with a bad idea. Why is it a bad idea? What he did is because Darby Allin deserved to win that match on Wednesday. He deserved to be in the finals of the TNT Championship to face Lance Archer, because we all knew that Lance Archer was going to beat Dustin Rhodes. But the match was excellent. Don't get me wrong. But if it comes down to CODY RHODES and Lance Archer in the finals, which they are competing against each other, if it comes down to that CODY RHODES has to lose to Lance Archer to put over Lance Archer, then, my friends, and CODY RHODES, because I know you're watching and I know you're listening, that is a good idea. Another good idea is Otis being in the Money in the Bank ladder match. He beat Dolph Ziggler to qualify. Everyone thought that Dolph Ziggler was going to beat him to get retribution for Otis beating him at WrestleMania and taking Mandy away from Dolph. No. You need that underdog story. Otis is that guy. And maybe, you know what? Between you and me, come on. He's not going to win the Money in the Bank. But they're going to make you believe that he has a legitimate chance to do it, because you need that kind of storyline in a Money in the Bank ladder match. And you know what? I'll be rooting for Otis. Because that, my friends, is a good idea. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Those two were partners. Now they're against each other now. Everybody thought that, you know what? It's going to be Mandy Rose that's going to catapult to the top of the women's division because of Sonya Deville. I think it's the opposite. I think that's a good idea that they were going against each other. And it's a good idea that Sonya Deville is getting more traction than Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose will get her time, but now it's Sonya Deville's time, and she's taking it all the way to the top. Remember when I said the Forgotten Sons? Who are they? Well, they're three guys. They're a three-man team. They were in NXT. Nobody knew who they were. Now they're on SmackDown. Guess what just happened on SmackDown? They beat the New Day, the best three-man faction. Well, they're a tag team now because Xavier Woods is injured. But everyone thought, who are these guys? And I called it. They're going to be the next tag team champions this year. I guarantee it. What did they do? They upset the New Day, and now saying that it's a good idea that they're getting a push now. Not because whatever, they deserve it. They deserve it, and watch out for the Forgotten Sons. I guarantee you, when they get their first title shot, they will win. Wednesday that just passed on NXT, Drake Maverick, ladies and gentlemen. Drake Maverick beat Tony Nese to advance in the Cruiserweight Championship tournament. Now, it's all fun and games. It's all happy times for Drake Maverick, but it was a bad idea to release him and make believe that everybody thinks that he's released, because why would he be talking about it after his match in the ring? That means this is a big storyline and they're taking us for fools. But I hope they don't ruin his character if he does have to go somewhere else. You understand? Because Drake Maverick is a big time asset to the WWE, and they should have known that before. And now they know that, because now everybody's behind them. Twitter, Instagram, everybody around the world is behind him, because he is actually a good wrestler and a good athlete, and he deserves to be in the final of the Cruiserweight Championship, which, between you and me, I'm going to tell you who the winner is of the Cruiserweight Championship right now. Kushida. Kushida's going to win that. He'll go against Jordan Devlin whenever all this pandemic ends, and that match, I cannot wait. Like I said, this is a setup. This Cruiserweight Championship tournament is a setup for Kushida to win it all. And is Drake Maverick released? Or is this just a brilliant storyline waiting to happen? Like, I don't get it. A guy on Twitter, Nico Extra, check him out on Twitter. He called it. He called it a couple weeks ago, and I agree with him. This could be the most brilliant storyline of all time, or it could be a bad idea. Money in the Bank, pay-per-view. One men's ladder match, one women's ladder match. And for some reason, Michael Cole called it on SmackDown this Friday night. Both matches will be happening at the same time at WWE headquarters in Stanford. Now, it starts off in the first floor of the lobby of the WWE headquarters, and it ends on the roof where there's a ring, ladder, and the title hanging from the I don't know, from the sky, or I don't know how they're gonna do it. But for me, it's a bad idea because you're taking away from certain things that are gonna happen in the match. You want to highlight each match. You won't be able to do that if you have both matches at the same time. You know what I mean? You're shafting somebody for sure. You know what I mean? So, to me, it was a bad idea, but it could be a good idea if they pull it off like they did at WrestleMania with the Boneyard match and the Firefly Funhouse match, because those two were brilliant. Because think of it, when it's live, when WWE does live shows, you can't stop on a dime and say, okay, let's start all over again. No, you can't. When it's recorded and taped, editing is a big part of it. So what do you think that WWE could do? When you watch those montages of videos before a match, you're like, wow, this is insane. I can't wait to see this match. It's the exact same premise with the Money in the Bank ladder match. Supposedly, the rumor was and is that this match, both matches, were already taped April 14th. Is that correct? April 14th? Yes, April 14th. They were already taped already. So the winner is already done already. So the editing team must be going crazy on this, and I'm telling you, it could be a bad idea that both matches are simultaneously together, or it could be a good idea because of great editing of WWE. Adam Cole, baby! This Wednesday will be defending his title against Velveteen Dream, and I'm telling you right now, it's a good idea. What a match it's gonna be. My boy Adam Cole is gonna tear the fucking house down, baby! And he's gonna beat Velveteen Dream on Wednesday and keep the NXT title. And that's it, and that's all. Because that, my friends, is undisputed. And last but not least, my boy on Monday Night Raw, and like I said, I made a lot of predictions a couple of months ago, and I'm coming back to them now. Austin Theory. Honestly, I'm going to say this, okay? I'm behind this guy 100%, but I think it was a bad idea to bring him in this early on Monday Night Raw. Performance Center is there to help your performance. He didn't have a chance to take advantage of the Performance Center. Maybe he did, but to me, I think it was a bad idea to bring him on because you need time in the Performance Center. The more time you're there, the more time you're on NXT, it gets you ready for Raw. So maybe they see something in Austin Theory that I don't. But to me, developmental-wise and long-term-wise, because it's like bringing a rookie up from the AHL in hockey or in football or whatever. You know, you bring these guys up too fast, and then all the glitz and glamour of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown gets to their head, and then see what happens. And not to say, because he's been losing, I think almost every single match he's been in. But it doesn't matter how the agility, the speed. Honestly, that's a good idea because he's a natural athlete, and this guy will be on top of the game for years to come. But I hope. And this is something that WWE does a lot. They bring in somebody too fast. They flood the WWE universe with this character, with let's say in this instance Austin Theory, and you just get annoyed. You just get annoyed. And you start feeling bad, and you don't want to look, you don't want to watch, you don't want to listen anymore. That's why it's a bad idea for Austin Theory to be on Raw. You should have stayed on NXT. Take your time, and that's it. One last thing. WP Awards 2020 that are going to be taking place in December for the Wrestling Podcast Awards. The categories are out. Look out on Jofo in the Ring on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I will be posting the link, the picture of where to go and to vote for us to be nominated for the awards in December for the Best Wrestling Podcast. You gotta go there and nominate Jofo in the Ring, because that, my friends, is a good idea. Thanks for tuning in to Good Idea, Bad Idea. This week, second edition, this Wednesday, episode 7 will be airing on Wednesday, of course, Jofo in the Ring on Jofo Podcast YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, Jofo in the Ring. Like, subscribe, follow, do all that skein and scat. Because remember, guys, wrestling is life.